What's up, guys, and happy Halloween, and welcome to a bonus episode of Luigi's Mansion. So, for this episode, we're going to be actually going ahead and take a look at the, I don't know, ghost, portrait ghost, and all that stuff. So, let me see if everything, yeah, it's reset, of course. Well, I could probably just use screenshots of that, descriptions if that's alright, but, yeah, we're just gonna, like, look over a couple of things here and there, and then we'll just look at the descriptions for these guys and all that stuff. So, all right. So this is the mansion that we had. It's rank A, and I'm gonna put up some pictures over there so you guys can actually look of what the things have in store for you all. Alright, now we got out of that in the way. I just want to look over a couple of pictures here and there. Now, my actual thoughts about these ghosts and how well I improve this a little bit, and just get my thoughts, for the thing. So, first up, we got Neville. This is the very first portrait ghost that I have, and the spirit ghost I actually failed on. So, no. It's a pretty simple one as well. And we also got the second portrait ghost. I think her name is like Lindia or something like that, but I don't have the descriptions though at the moment, but kind of sucks. But she's like she's pretty easy to deal with. But I think the most funniest part is the fact that I kind of screw up with the mushroom for the 1 health, and that actually is kind of annoying at times. But yeah, and then we got our first boss is Chauncey. Number 4. I don't know why they call it number 4 instead of number 3, but silver 1. I mean, honestly, it is a pretty simple boss fight. It's just the fact that my controller is actually acting up a lot, and that's why I kind of lose it for that. So I'm just gonna go like up and down, right? I'm not gonna like go in order. So there we got Nana, which is a pretty simple one indeed, but I kind of screw up at the final shot, but I do it again. But no, good effort for a goal, I suppose. Pretty simplistic stuff, I would say. Then we got Shiver, or Shiver, whatever you want to call him. Simple for me, I would say. I mean, pretty much the second one is actually most of the second hub areas ghosts are probably kind of simplistic. And then we got Madame Convoya. Honestly, I should actually have a goal for this, to be honest, because the reason why I got a silver is because I got the poison mushroom, and that shouldn't actually happen because it's by far the easiest by far, but not complaining. And then we got Mr. Lugs. Mr. Lugs is actually a pretty simple one. It's just as long as you know what you're doing, but it's Then we got Jarvis. Obviously, this one's pretty simple as well. Nothing to complain here from this scenario. He's like a jar collector and all that stuff, and kind of actually weird that he's like the only person that has a head in a jar. But then we got the clockwork soldiers. The guys are pretty tough though. I'm not gonna lie. Like three spirited ghosts. That's a lot to deal with. But hey, silver at all that counts, so that's good for my book. And then we got Biff Atlas. A pretty kind of a mediocre, okay, kind of portrait ghost to get in. Kind of tough on zone if you kind of screw up with a lot of things. Then we got Bogmire. This is a pretty fast boss fight indeed, because you can easily back him up for like, you can actually complete this in like less than like 3 minutes, or maybe more depending on how bad you're playing against him. But yeah. Now we got Uncle Grimsley. Now this is the one who is responsible for the blackout most of the time, but he's like Eternal Darkness. So what else? I mean, pretty simple one indeed. I think I pretty much dominated for the 4th hub areas. But cool. Then we got Melody over here. Yeah. So this one is a pretty simple Simple portrait ghost as well. Doesn't have... Yeah, that was... I think I dominated that one as well, which, seems crazy enough. Then we got Miss Pentuna. She's like the bath lady, basically. Bath beauty, spirit ghost, silver. Well, I think the reason why I keep getting most silvers for this hair is because it keeps on sparkling up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's really annoying. But then we got Sue P, which is the one I mentioned in later episodes that she passed away in her sleep. Kind of fits in with the whole, like, she's like sleeping forever and all that stuff. So it's scary if you think about it. But and then we got the whirly, the dancers or something like that. I think that's what you call them. But it's a pretty simple one, I will say that. It's they don't give us as much character as I thought it was. And then we got Spooky, the guard dog. Spooky is pretty. I kind of like Spooky in my opinion. He's a good spirit ghost. And then we got Henry and Oliver. These guys are the twins. I think so. Yeah, silver. No, of course. The reason why I got that because Henry got me in that bomb and kind of pissed off about that. So. Then we got Slim Bank Shot. This is the pool shark person, spirit portrait ghost. I think I did pretty well on it, honestly, because I got the goal and all that stuff. And then we got the hardest portrait ghosts, Sir Wetson. Probably my favorite character by far, because no cold temperatures and all that, the cold and all that stuff, and he has a good personality as well. Like, he's a good person. And then we got Vincent Van Gogh, the artist, portrait ghosts. He creates his arts and all that stuff. And he's the one who actually created these ghosts to begin with. Sounds pretty crazy. And then we got the one and only Boo Lossis. It seems like a little digital thing, though. It's kind of weird. But, that's what the silver is mostly about. I mean, getting the gold one overall, it is tough. It's very, very extremely difficult to get the gold for this one. So... And then we got our very last picture right here, which is King Boo and Bowser. But yeah, I dominated that last boss. By the way, it's crazy. So yeah. And with that, that's pretty much it. Well, hello everyone. So I do apologize if the recording is a little bit different but I actually in the past few hours or so, as I'm recording this, I've actually got back to where I was. So right now we've completed our bio so far. So yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at the bios of these ghosts, shall we? So I'm actually gonna go in order. I'm not gonna go to different sections. So here we go. Starting off with Neville, the bookish father, 42 years old. Neville spends his afterlife reading all the books he missed while living. And then we got ourselves Lindia, the mirror-gazing mother, 34 years old. She stretched her secret savings away to prepare for her long afterlife. And then we got ourselves the first boss arena, Chauncey, the spoiled baby, 1 year old. He cries loudly and never sleeps through the night, but since he was born a ghost, it seems natural. And then we got ourselves the floating whirlindias, the dancing couple, unknown years old. Once the loyal waltz champions, they can no longer compete since their feet don't touch the floor. And then we got Shivers, the wandering butler, 72 years old. He wanders the house, endlessly searching for his master's will. He hopes he's included in it. Then we got ourselves Melody, I'm just going to call her Melanie because I can't pronounce her last name. The beautiful pianist, 26 years old. Despite playing movie melodies, she has a surely disposition. Oddly enough, she loves video games. What a coincidence. And then we got ourselves Madame Clairvoyant, the freaky fortune teller, unknown years old. Her close connections to the spirit world lets her see nearly 49 days into the future. And then we got ourselves Mr. Lugs, the gluten, 30 years old. He prefers all-you-can-eat buffets to 3 meals a day. He ate himself to death, but still wasn't satisfied. And then we got ourselves Spooky, the hungry guard dog, 4 years old. This creepy canine will sink its chomps into any seemingly edible things in sight. And then we got ourselves Bogmire, the cemetery shadow, unknown years old. A product of the mansion's fear and despair. He's not sure who to fear or what he despairs of these days. And then we got ourselves Biff Atlas, the bodybuilder, 26 years old. This kind bodybuilder loves muscles and livies. Why livies? They symbolize puberty. Kind of strange if you ask me. And then we got ourselves Miss Pentuna, the bathing beauty, unknown years old. This Miss Ghost runner-up from 6 years ago. She hasn't had much modeling work lately. It's weird, I would say. Then I got ourselves Nana, the scarf knitting granny, 76 years old. She's still knitting the scarf. She never finished it in life, and now stretches it to 871 feet. Whoa, that's a lot. And then I got ourselves Slim Bankshot, the lonely pool shark, 29 years old. Slim's a legend in the world of competitive pool. Too bad he never played a living soul. Well, kind of ironic if you ask me. And then we got ourselves Henry and Oliver. And yes, I actually heard people said that, not Oliver, it's Oliver, because I forgot to pronounce the names of it. The twin brothers, so yeah, 5 years old, both of them to be, of course. The twins like to play hide and seek, but since they both hide, the game never seems to end. Okay, that was weird. And there we go ourselves Boo Losses, the jumbo ghost, unknown years old. When the sky, timid boos gets together, their bodies and their attitude gets big. And there we got ourselves Jarvis, the jar collector, unknown years old. He loves his antique jars so much that he now lives in one. He can hardly contain himself. Then we got ourselves a Sue P, the dozing girl, 7 years old. What was meant to be a short nap seems to have turned into eternal rest for sweet Sue P. Oh my goodness. Then we got ourselves the 4 remaining ghosts. Vincent Van Gogh, the starving artist, 59 years old. Despite failing to sell a single painting in 30 years, this stubborn man refused to let his art die. And then we got ourselves Uncle Grimly, Hermit of the Darkness, 45 years old, excuse me. Adrift in the darkness, he tends to keep to himself, which suits the rest of the family just fine. And then we got ourselves the one and my only Clockwork Soldier, the toy platoon, unknown years old. They once belonged to a tightly wound toy collector, but now they march on their own without any winding. And then the last but not least, one of my personal favorite portrait goes Sir Wetson, the chilly climber, 30 years old. This strange fellow's ice upload may be the reason he hasn't warmed up to being a ghost. I mean, for granted I could agree because, when you actually look at Luigi's mansion, most of the dark rooms are getting cold, and that's one of the signs of if your ghost is haunted and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's it for the diagrams for the things in general. Now, before we actually end this video off, I wanted to actually showcase is the frames that were included for this, for the previous episode. So take a look at this. If you guys really enjoy this series, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more stuff like this. All that being said, I'll see you all in, the next series, I suppose. So, yeah, peace.